This is Seven Brothers, more than a meal stories.
Came up with the crazy fries. Who came up with the fry menu item?
If you remember when we first started doing fries, Dad hated it. They were crinkle fries that the previous owners were buying before us.
Yeah.
And like the restaurant wasn't making a lot of money, and he was buying these crinkle fries, put inside the freezer, and then dropping inside the fryer. And it was just like,
We just don't play that game.
yeah, it went against like our full brand concept. And then on top of that, they were expensive. And so we ran out of fries one day in the middle of a shift. If you ever went to Kahuku Grill, we were out of something.
All the time.
99% of the time, something like the full menu was not available. But on this particular occasion, ran out of fries. And so he went to the grocery store and bought potatoes. Just bought a bag of potatoes.
He comes in with a bag of potatoes, that's right, and he says, what are we supposed to do with those? He says, chop them up. Chop them up.
Dude, no kitchen equipment proper for this stuff.
And we were like poking at the potato, like, what do you mean chop it? Rinses them off and goes, do it, chop it up.
You remember when our French fries first? They were
big.
chunky.
It's like a baked potato almost.
Like a baked potato.
I remember too, the very first if you were an OG customer of Seven Brothers, you'll know that we were Kahuku Grill in the past,
Yeah.
right? And I remember when we transitioned to making them kind of more what they are today, they missed that baked potato thing. But it took forever to cook though. Forever, because they were like 3 inches thick.
Just to give you an idea, a full potato chopped down the middle and then put on its side and chopped down the middle again, and then one, two, three. But even sometimes Dad would be like, no, leave it just a half. So you get these like moon shape chunks of potato.
Big ones. And then this thing was hot. So like a baked potato, hot.
Yeah.
And then it was just too long to cook. So we're talking about like, okay, how can we make this where it doesn't take like an hour to cook these things, right? So then we started shaving them down slightly and making them more, not even aesthetic, but more just like, this the cook.
More efficient. One, chopping them by hand for years. And then two,
Chopping them by hand.
like buckets of potatoes.
Dude, 5 gallon buckets.
Yeah.
It was a 5 gallon bucket and you chop it. And I'm surprised we were able to do that before 11 o'clock. How was it that we were able
By
to do
hand.
it?
Boom, 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 boom.
And then just like scooping it in. And not just one, we'd have to fill up like, 10 buckets.
In the restaurant business, the first 3 years are like, usually restaurants fail. We were just getting by. And so, like we didn't have the money for machines. We didn't have money for like employees. Like we were in there in the morning, cutting potatoes, cutting onions, making patties. But the potatoes were the most tedious because it was bags and bags of potatoes. You came up with the idea of Seth's Crazy Fries.
It's not a new concept. It's melted cheese and grilled onions over fries. Like, who else has done that? So a lot of more concepts. But in the beginning, which is interesting, that we used to take the garlic butter and drizzle it over the top.
We had garlic butter on the side specifically for Crazy Fries. I remember there being a butter and garlic on the grill, on the flat grill in the corner.
Yeah.
Where you would do, and that was just used for the Crazy Fries.
For the Crazy Fries.
Yeah, for the topping.
And it became, and we served it on paper plate that you
It was
get at the
huge.
store.
It was monster.
Huge. And to weigh it, if you weighed it, it would probably like maybe 5 pounds.
Yeah.
It was like,
I don't think anyone ever finished a portion.
Heart attack on a plate is what we used to call it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
In-N-Out had their
animal
style fries.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So it was the same concept that came from that, but just on a massively huge scale, like times 10. Like this thing was mammoth. And then the garlic butter drizzled them, and it was just sitting there. We're like, hey, what do
it was
taste
that
like?
same concept. It was blown up. Like Dad's whole thing was like blow it up,
Blow it
and
up.
like you did.
BIU, blow it up.
Yeah, and so you like more cheese, more sauce, more grilled onions. Like everything was just like it was just the thing was it was insane.
You got your sauce, your melted cheese, your grilled onions. Back in the day, the garlic butter.
Yeah.
And in that garlic butter was garlic salt. And then it's like, oh, well, why not put all the fixings of a paniolo for the paniolo fry on top? And so one thing I've been kind of pitching to the family, you guys tell us if you like the idea. How about a Shem fries? The guacamole on top. How about a Max Burger fries with the grilled mushroom and the Max sauce?
That would be
the Spencer Burger fries.
The grilled mushrooms or the sauteed mushrooms and grilled onions and cheese. I mean, how are we not with blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
How are we not doing that already?
So it's almost like you have this thing, like it's a nacho base, right? You have these nacho concepts, and then you can put anything on nacho. Does anything not taste good on nachos? So we have this base of this like these really good fries, fries that are unique. You can't really get them anywhere else. The Montreal steak seasoning, very unique. And then you have all your fixings of all your favorite burgers on top of the fries.
That's our fry story. Want to hear more stories about our menu? Follow along.